Hello everyone, welcome to the new episode of The Sprout. I'm Ginny. This is my second English video and I hope you all will support me in this new adventure. In this episode, I would like to talk about insulin resistance. Insulin is a hormone produced by the pancreas. When we eat carbohydrate, insulin is produced and it convert the carbohydrate into glucose, and this glucose will be stored into our liver, fat cells and muscles as energy, and it will be stored up in these cells. So the function of the insulin is fat storage as well as converting carbohydrate into sugar and or glucose and keeping it as for energy for our body. So that is what insulin do. Insulin resistance is when in our body the glucose levels are high, the insulin will be produced as normal, but our cells refuses to take up the glucose. Then what happens? Our body blood sugar will go high and the body cells do not absorb, or it will be the reduction of the absorption takes place. So basically insulin is produced but glucose won't be absorbed. The glucose will remain in the blood. So that is what insulin resistance is. The body cells refuses to take the glucose because insulin is the key to open the cells to give the glucose. In that scenario, what happens is our body insulin will go high and the blood sugar will go high. So it can go for a long time without noticed. But then our body starts reacting. The first sign is abdominal fat. The people get overweight, obesity, and most of the fat will be stored in the midsection because all this excess glucose converted as fat and it will be stored up in different places of the body, and especially the easy area to keep all this fat is tummy. So it goes as belly fat. That means all the fat is sitting in front of, surrounded by the liver and pancreas, stomach, all these areas will be covered by the fat. And the second symptom is high blood pressure. And the blood pressure will go high, and also along with coronary artery diseases and metabolic syndromes, other issues will take place. And the other symptom is swollen ankles. People will, because insulin regulates kidneys production of water retention and sodium retention. So that function is interfered. So people will get swollen ankles. The other sign is skin tags. People gets like mushrooms like growth in their body, especially around the neck and all. If it is one or two, it doesn't matter, but if there's a lot of skin tags, that's a good sign of having insulin resistance. The other thing is having dark pigmentation or a dark or a brownish pigmentation in the skin fold. You will see the difference in changing of the color of the skin, especially armpits, skin folds, like groins and neck area, all these areas. The other sign is people have a lot of sugar craving. Even if we eat a meal, we are still not contented and we will be still hungry. So that's another sign, because our body has all this glucose, but unfortunately the cells cannot absorb it. So the body is actually in a starving stage. So the body demands for more. So they will have a lot of sugar craving. And also people can have brain fogs. They can't concentrate. And also people get a very bad migraine headache because because the insulin resistance, the brain is not getting enough glucose, therefore they get migraines. And in man, they can have erectile dysfunction. Erectile dysfunction and the blood pressure always goes hand in hand. If somebody got erectile dysfunction and the high blood pressure, they're definitely, according to Dr. Bickman, they will definitely have insulin resistance. And also in women, it actually impairs the hormones. So girls can have, ladies can have polycystic ovarian syndrome or polycystic ovarian diseases. Their hormone levels will be all over the place, and they can have infertility in young women, and also very irregular menstrual cycle. And the other symptoms are like unexplained skin diseases, psoriasis, eczema. All this is all manifestation of a insulin resistance. And other problems, when you think about other parts of the body, they can have joint pains, and they will have lot of people can actually report depression and anxiety disorders, and there's a number of other diseases. Even then also people will have increased urination, and also they'll be very thirsty, and people will have other issues like there won't be any mental clarity. They can get so lethargic, and because of the insulin resistance and all, they may not have proper nutrition in, whatever they intake, there won't be any, the nutrition won't be absorbed properly. So they will have like chronic fatigue syndrome. They'll be tired all the time. Despite what they do, they won't have any motivation to do things. So these are some of the manifestations of high insulin resistance. The list actually goes on. But if you think you have any of these symptoms, I don't know, and there's a test called C-peptide test. That's the only test, I think that is the only test to check the insulin levels. But there are other checks like we know the glucose tolerance test, HbA1c test, and simple blood sugar check. All those 3 tests can show the blood glucose levels. But sometimes the insulin resistance goes in our body, and we may not be type 2 diabetic, so we may not know whether we are already have diabetics or not. When the insulin resistance goes for a long time, depending on everybody is different, everybody's body is different. Some people get type 2 diabetes very early, some people it gets a bit late. So at the end of the insulin, once the insulin resistance go for 10 or 20 years, people will be diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Then type 2 diabetes is always related with Alzheimer's, kidney diseases, heart diseases, and retinopathies, peripheral vascular diseases, neuropathies. All these diseases are related to type 2 diabetes. So the blood sugar may not, if we go to the doctor, they may check our blood sugar and they say we are pre-diabetic or borderline diabetic. But nobody actually checked the insulin level, so we will not know. But if we have any of these symptoms, what we can do? The first thing we can do is dietary changes. We can increase lot of fiber in our diet, and also we can reduce the intake of control carbohydrate, reduction of carbohydrate intake, and also the sugars. Whatever has the sugar, we have to avoid for some good time. And reducing the weight is the best way to reduce the insulin resistance. Even then it takes a long time, but it is reversible. The other thing is we can have intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting gives a good chance to reduce the insulin resistance. The other thing is exercise. Because this glucose is stored in the muscles, when our muscles are contracted, the glucose will be absorbed in the cells, and it actually reduces the insulin resistance. The other things are like reducing the stress. We have to make sure we try to live in a stressless environment. We have to do mindfulness for that, and also a good sleep is very important to reduce the stress. When we sleep, our stress hormones the production will be reduced, and that also will help us to have good sleep. So these are some of the simple steps we can do to reduce the insulin resistance. There's a lot of researches available in the internet. One of the doctors called as Dr. Bigmans, and he has a wonderful YouTube videos about insulin resistance. If somebody is interested to, please look at Dr. Bigman's book works. There's a lot of explanation about insulin resistance. I hope this video is helpful to you, and if you like this content, please comment and subscribe my channel. And this is a humble request to everyone. If you think you have insulin resistance, please do necessary action so that you can enjoy a healthy life. Thank you for watching. Next time, till we meet again. Bye.